Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Free American Hour. I'm your host, Clay Douglas. I had a guest scheduled here, but I didn't talk to him last night and couldn't get a hold of him this morning. Paul Topetti was scheduled. Maybe he'll call in. He's the leader of the band Poker Face and put some pretty good music together. But my guest for tomorrow provided me with an article, and I've already got it up and linked under his name, John Kaminsky. Put together an article, and when I got it, I was really moved to share that with you today. You know, I said I came up with the whole idea of Liberty Villages because I got tired of reporting on the news. Okay, let me just do this here. I don't want to deal with these people right now. So, I wanted an answer. Why? How do we resist this, a new world order? I was reporting on it every day. I've been reporting on the new world order taking over for 20 years. For 20 years I've been telling you about the drug dealing, and then I told you about the chemtrails, and I told you about all of these different things that are springing up. And now you got action groups. 9/11, right? Okay, well, I had 9/11 up on, I had building number 7 up before anybody knew what building number 7 was. I had it on the cover of my magazine back in 2004, in March. And they tried to kill me for that. Why? Because we are in a war, folks. And I've been trying to tell you this for a lot of years. Kaminsky put out an article out. When lies are legal, the truth is a crime. Now, again, this is what I've been trying to tell you. Government has no power over honest citizens, so they have to make criminals out of us. You got a gun, you're a criminal. You got a joint, you're a criminal. You got this, you're a criminal. Well, times are changing, and I wrote about these changing times 45 years ago. I am bringing those novels out this year because what I wrote about then is happening now. There is a quantum shift going on with 2013. People are waking up to the lies. They're waking up to the... Now, how deep do these lies go? How far back do these lies go? We've got people killing each other now. Their brains are being destroyed. Xanax, Zoloft, MSG, aspartame. fluoride in our drinking water, our toothpaste, numerous medications, and flood into the pores of our skins during our morning showers cause brain damage. Fluoride causes brain damage. You know, I got out of the hospital, and it was, supposedly I'd had a severe head injury. Supposedly. And I thought everybody around me was crazy, but I had been isolated for 4 months from the real world. And in that time, space and time, in a drug coma, yeah, well, your mind still works. I don't have memories of it, but I've got memories of the conclusions and the resolve that I came to, and the realization that somebody had tried to kill me. But it's been happening before. I came out with my first film on chemtrails well over 10 years ago. Despite the gaudy improvements in technology, our cell phones, etc., some academic studies show the average IQ of Americans is dropping. While others conclude that watching TV makes them plummet even faster. Now, I've got this story up on my site. It's linked because I'm trying to tell you we're in a war here. We're in a war, and the war is against you. It's against your people. And it was Jews doing it in World War II. They did it to the Germans. They still occupy and extort money from Germany. And they certainly are doing the same thing to us. Now, using the Clifford Carnicom's calculation about aerosol crimes, and Dane Wigington's assessment that 200 million tons of aluminum nanoparticles through chemtrail spraying have been dumped on the world in the last 15 years. The human species is suffering from a massive deterioration of cognitive functioning. With each passing day, it's becoming more widely known that genetically modified foods cause damage to internal organs. The brain is an organ. All your non-organic vegetables, especially wheat, is no longer nourishing you. They're making you sick. My ex-wife, who I still love and we're still in communication, had to quit wheat, and is doing much better now. The government has shut down all reporting on radiation dangers from Fukushima and myriad other sources when it is widely known in scientific literature that radioactivity has a profoundly negative effect on intelligence. What's the matter with, and there's the little matter of America's schools. Are they worthwhile? Are they productive? A lot of people say no. Check out foreignpolicy.com. Check out our kids getting dumber. Now again, Kaminsky has all of this linked. All of this is linked, and the studies are here, folks. If you are not brain dead, they are trying to kill us all. But maybe you're brain dead. Maybe you're on Luvox. Maybe you're on Xanax. Maybe you can't think. Maybe you've been inhaling so much of that aluminum and that aspartame and that aluminum can that you can't fucking think anymore. Whoa, I would have been kicked off of GCN or RBN for saying that. Fuck that. If you want to hear the truth, you listen to me. You listen to the Free American. I've been trying to tell you this. Same thing that John Kaminsky is telling you right now. I've been trying to tell you that for years. And I wrote about it 45 years ago. The novels that I wrote about 45 years ago about the kind of society we needed to evolve into is never more apparent right now. Even Mexico is turning against us. This drug war, with us supplying the guns, with our BATF supplying the guns to the drug rebels, the drug cartels in Mexico. That is the CIA. The BATF is supplying guns to the CIA, which is supplying guns to Al-Qaeda, to the Mexican drug gangs. The Mexican drug gangs are coming up here. They are agents of the CIA or the Mossad. We are in a war. They've already killed 50,000 Americans. And you can see all the statistics up there from illegal aliens. Most of the people in prison are illegal aliens. They have been run in on us. They have been sent in to us to create this. They are killing you. They're doing it in hospitals. They're doing it with the drugs, and that's what. And the Stanford University researcher Gerald Crabtree puts it simply: humans are getting dumber. Analysis of human mutation rates and the number of genes required for human intellectual and emotional fitness indicates we are most certainly losing those abilities. Now, Kaminsky says, I list all of these factors in an attempt to explain America's slide into chaos and confusion, into repression and insecurity. It's an attempt to at least investigate why America has deviated from its original values of self-reliance and liberty into conformity and dependence on a system that everyone knows does not have the best interest of the individual at heart. Individual, lone wolf, negative connotation. Militia, negative connotation. Christian identity, negative connotation. It's put into you and it's programmed into you by these people that are dumbing you down, that want you dumbed down, that are putting that fluoride in your water and then telling you that we need to do that to keep your teeth from decaying, from all the sugar that we give you. There was a time, says Kaminsky, before this modern technological metropolis was fully organized and there was still undeveloped space to be yourself and survive on your own creativity and perseverance. Then you could make out of life what you wanted to make out of it. That time is gone. And folks, I want it back. This is why I plan Liberty Villages. It's still a conceivable plan. I've got links up on my website about magnetic generators, about Stirling engines. Folks, the technology was there 100 years ago. It's taken them 100 years to hide it from you. It's taken them 100 years to dumb you down. 100 years! 100 years! From 1913, when the Federal Reserve took over and you were sold into slavery, signed, sealed, and delivered in 1933 by a communist, Jewish, probably President Roosevelt. Now there's only choosing a path that is provided for you, which the rigid doctrines of formal school education have hammered into your mind. I think this is why so many people start out in life as one thing and wind up as another. As they mature and grow after they're out of school, if they're lucky, they eventually find out what they really want to do and do it. I think the homeschoolers find out that more quickly and suffer much less growing up without the rigid militaristic propaganda that is suffused into their brains by public schools. Folks, again, it's John Kaminsky telling you this, who will be on my show tomorrow. Alright, you guys in the peanut gallery can make some comments. And David, you can kick them if they get rude or out of line. It doesn't matter. I don't save these chats unless we got somebody intelligent on there. But up on my website, right here, you see Solar Bay. I've got that. It works. I've tested it. It's good. It works. Solar Bay, you don't have $300 phone bills showing up from Verizon or AT&T because you went over your limits. You know, you were listening to that Clay Douglas show, and that takes a lot of bandwidth, and so we had to charge you an extra $50 this month. We can fix that. We've got links up on my site for instructions on how to build a magnetic generator, how to build a Stirling engine. I'm not selling it, I'm not making any money of it. I'm simply telling you, there's people that said they've done it. Here, investigate it. Yeah, they want to make some money for it. Yeah. But the information is out there, it's free, the Stirling generator is patented. The magnetic generators, well, enough people have experimented with it, and they built them down in Australia. They just won't let you have it here. It's a perpetual motion machine. No, you can't have a patent on that. As a matter of fact, you can't have no one. If you build a magnetic generator in your garage, just cut your electricity off. Tell them you're using candle lights, and don't try to sell it back to the power company, or the feds will be sending the SWAT teams in to make sure your smart meter's on, and to make sure that you're getting your electricity straight from the authorized providers of electricity. And folks, this is it's like deja vu for me. It's like deja vu. We went through all this in the '60s when we realized that the William Randolph Hearst was just bullshitting us about the marijuana being dangerous, being, oh, we freak out on marijuana. No, you do that on Luvox. You kill 13 or 20 little children if you're on Luvox, if you're on the pharmaceutical stuff that they give you. But Kaminsky, again, hits it on the head. Now, and now, again, he's talking about the education. Homeschooling was booming, and I helped start that with Dr. Jake Wade, one of my regular guests on here. He'll probably be on Friday. Dr. Jake Wade started Timothy Bible College in the Little Red Schoolhouse, and folks, that today, right now, is the answer to the whole Sandy Hook organization. Was it Mossad? Was it CIA? Was it the Muslim? Who were the bad guys? Who were the bad guys? Or was that the Mossad just pretending to be a gang, pretending to be a Muslim, pretending to be or was that the CIA? Who did that? Who did that? We CIA is bringing the drugs in here, folks. Now, you want to send your kids to this programming school? We've got a way to do that. You can open up. We've just started the school over in Africa. This is worldwide, folks. This is worldwide. This is the revolution. It's an economic revolution. This telephone is a part of the economic revolution. Go to my site, click on it, investigate it, and sign up for it. $9 for a SIM card for your phone. You can alter it over. $49, and you got internet on it. Come on, guys. We can compete with AT&T. And if we get these generators working, I mean, we got to have Americans out there. We got the directions. But it's a matter of working together. Now, I have got all of the resources. I've given you the links. I'm telling you about it. All you got to do is call me and tell me what's going on. Tell me if you built one. Tell me if you bought one. Tell me. Communicate, communicate, communicate. And my email is up on every one. On every page of my magazine, or my magazine is on the internet. My magazine is, and my radio show is on the internet. We are using the internet to take back our liberty and freedom, because they've used their media to take it away from us. The media is the problem. The banksters fund the media. The banksters fund Hollywood, and you get all this crap movies instead of the truth, instead of real entertainment. And yeah, and folks, I've got 500 pages here of documentation, the history of the Rothschild, the Homeland Security Assessment, what they're saying, what they're trying to demonize with the militias. And the militias, again, I've been demonized for starting militias. Guilty. Guilty. Because it is the militias that founded this country. It is the militias that are backing the sheriffs that are saying, hey, you're not going to come in here and exercise these totalitarian communist laws in our county. You're not going to do that. And it's a war. I backed Sheriff Deaver. When this picture was taken down in Tombstone, the sheriff of that county was my friend, and I was working with him. I was working with him and trying to promote him and give you some insight into the, give the citizens some insight into the depth of the illegal alien problem. And they killed him. Larry Deaver. Sheriff Larry Deaver. Sheriff of Tombstone. They killed him. Huh. Oh, I'm sorry. It was just an accident. Here's a 20-year sheriff that got killed in a one-car accident. Yeah, right. We are not rebels. I'm not anti-government. I'm the most pro-government guy you got out there. I want the government guaranteed to us by the Constitution. I want the government and with that comes in that protects all of the rights listed in the 10 Amendments. To say these are God's laws, not men's, and these are unalienable. They don't even want you to know the true meaning of that. They can't put a lien on you. We are free Americans, all of us. If you support me, and back me. I'm not running for office. I want to take over the world. I want to take over the New World Order. I want, people have asked me, why do you hate the Jews, Clay? I said, I don't hate the Jews. I kind of admire them, man. If us white boys had that together, if us white boys worked together and supported each other and never let another white boy go broke, we'd own the Federal Reserve, we'd own the Bank of England, we'd own the International Monetary Fund, and we would see that it was distributed equitably, equally, according to the Constitution, according to your labor. They've just overtaken, they took over the whole concept of democracy, 2 wolves and a sheep voting on dinner. Not free men. Now this is the first issue of the Free American I ever put out, folks, sitting right there on the screen beside me. Special first edition. I go back and I suggest you go back and read it. I'm sure you can find it on my website somewhere. Go back and read it and understand that I was telling you what was happening forever. Now, the answer is here. Self-sufficiency, independence of the right of the individual. Put on this hat today because this is basically what I wear most of the time. I ride the motorcycle with this hat on, or one of my other ones. My ass, Ted. One-man operation can be infiltrated. No, it can't. They can infiltrate the Arbians, they can infiltrate the Gnosises, they can do all that, but they can't infiltrate the Free American. That Liberty Village is in your own home. If you regain your independence, energy independence, your backyard, turn it into a garden, trade with your neighbors. That has been a system that has worked for 100,000 years. This is my book, Mystery Babylon, right here. History Babylon, New World Order Unveiled. For a $20 donation today, I'll send you the PDF of that book. 500 pages. History of the Rothschilds. The last 8 years of my life, the war that has been waged against me for bringing you this information. Because over 10 years ago, I studied chemtrails. Over 10 years ago, I studied the magnetic generators. If they want you to stay a slave. Now, she got enough toys now, man, to keep a slave happy. MTV, HBO. They make millions off of their movies. You flock to the movie theaters to see them. Occasionally they slip a good one in. They Live was a good one. John Carpenter did a hell of a job on that. The Matrix, another one. And it revealed just enough of the truth in such a way that maybe it slipped by the centuries. Doesn't happen very often. I slipped by the centuries. Now, old evidence has been come out from over 2,000 years ago, Dead Sea Scrolls, about something called Archons. And these were supposedly aliens. David Icke, I guess, would refer to them as reptilians. They can assume the shape of a human being. Maybe they're genetically modified, but they lack one important part. It's called a soul. It's called a conscience. It's the way God talks to us. It's the way God communicates. The real God. Not the one that looks like Charlton Heston, in the movies. No, I'm talking about a real God. The God that decides how this atom is going to vibrate and what it's going to make, whether it's going to be wood or whether it's going to be flesh. And that's the God of the Bible. That's the real God. The false gods of the Yahwehs, the Baals out there, the Satans, and sometimes even the demonized Lucifers. Although my next books will be exploring that too. There's your mark of the beast, 666, 6 lines, 6 triangles, 6 points, 6-pointed star. That is the synagogue of Satan that Jesus warned you about. That is 666. That is the people that are tapping your phones, the Israeli companies, Amdocs and Converse. Look them up. They're the ones that tap my phone. Folks, we are in a war. We are in a war here. And they are dumbing you down. They are poisoning you with the food that you eat. That corn syrup in the closet doesn't affect me too much because I have it's called me an old soul. And I have a very well-tested and improved immune system. And I don't take drugs, and I don't take aspirin, and I don't drink fluoride. So Carpenter's thing of They Live might have worked. And maybe these Archons took over the tribe of Jews wandering in the desert. Maybe they were infiltrated. Maybe they sprung up. Who knows? Who knows? Don't know where they came from. Don't know who ancestor 2,000 years ago were fucking around with. We don't know. But there is an organization, and Kennedy told you about it. It's worldwide. It's funded by the banks. It's controlled and guarded by the CIA and the Mossad, and it poses as a corporation of the United States. But it's evil, and every president that's fought it, every president that stood up against it, has been killed, because we are just human. And maybe we come back. I firmly believe I was sent here in 1946 after they blew up the first atomic bomb in 1945. I was forced to come here. Oh, so, been here before, trying to tell you the truth. What I wrote about 45 years ago is happening today. What I wrote